It is early December 2017 and I'm back at Gillham's Fishing Resort for the 4th time, so absolutely brilliant. It's my first morning. As you can see, the lake is behind me, my rods are set up and I've only been fishing about half an hour. I've just put 2 single baits out at the moment to get myself sorted, then I can establish some spots and maybe put some more bait out. So just to get myself off the mark, I've just put a couple of little wafters on, and I am out in front of the area which is bubbling in front of you. So yeah, first morning, lovely to be back again for the 4th time. As I said, we have been to Kuala Lumpur before this for a couple of days, which was great. In fact, during this video I'll actually go over a couple of the other places we've been on our journey, because in some of my fishing places I've been, everyone's very interested in Thailand, and a surprising amount of people who have actually been, and some who ask me questions about where else do you go, does the missus come, so we'll just run over some of that. So the first thing is, first morning, try and get myself a fish, get off the mark. It's actually a little bit overcast, but it's warm, it's breezy, so it should be, it's actually UK conditions, you would say it's ideal. So yeah, first morning and we are fishing, so come on in, 12th time back, let's see what we can get. That's it, a second. Yeah. Back out again.
Oh my god!
That's a good one.
Wow!
He's got back one, isn't he? That's big.
Oh my god! What fish is that?
Catfish. Oh!
Did he nip you or?
No, he's got braces, pads. They've got yeah, little pads.
Oh, look at him!
He's a nice one, he is.
So cute! Oh, he's cute!
It's lovely.
Off the mark, as you can see with that one, bit of an warrior that one, had a few scrapes on its back and its tail was a bit bitten, but yeah, great. So I'd been fishing for about 4 hours into here and no fish. I'm going to be moving to Sala 1 a bit later this afternoon, and maybe that will be where I stay for the next 2 days, but I hadn't caught anything. I had a bit of a break when I got some breakfast and came round, and one of the guides said, you know, some of the things I was doing was okay, but he said try this. So he cut down the most finished smallest just bit of a foam, and it was just holding bottom neutral sort of buoyancy, and so he said give this a go, trust me, so nobody knows more than the guide. So double bag, out it went. It must have been out there about 3 or 4 minutes and off it went. So there you go, the guys know best. Obviously what I was doing, it's not wrong, but they know what's working even quicker. So yeah, good stuff. So I'm off the mark. Let's see what else we can get. At least I caught one.
I don't want you to lose this, so I just try and have a sudden thing. I just want you to play you're up and playing it, mate. You know? I can play them all day, do you know what I mean? You can play them all day, but, you know, like, just waited all day. I don't want it to go cranky, so I can say, go on, give it, so when it comes off, I've waited all day myself for it. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather you play it how you're comfortable and take your time and enjoy it, mate. Get it in and
Even the crowd got caught.
The last thing I want to do is, go on, do it. It seems like every time you want to get his head up, like it was.
That's why I see it, isn't it?
I'm not seeing the actual size, I see a bit of his head. When you put videos up on YouTube, do you let it up?
Windows Media Player.
Like me, I'm not sure.
Thinks I'm overplaying.
Never know.
Yeah, I reckon he just doesn't want to get in that water.
I want you to get this fish in.
Not more than I do. I can feel alright, it pulls.
I'm giving you a good scrap to do that. You were feeling a bit soft at the start, but... Why am I down to water, mate? And again.
Can't get over that. Give me that net. Get in there.
It's a nice fish.
Yeah.
Nice fish.
I have no idea the weights of these. Day 2. Been a hard day today. Been trying hard, different methods. We have tried the bottom baits as yesterday. We tried the little foam light yesterday. We have tried some pop-ups, and also we have tried the float fishing with fish. We tried fish, and actually I'd given up with the fish. I tried before for many hours with the fish, and I cast one out for the arapaima right near the hyacinth, which is behind me out that way, and I'm tucked up against it. I put the rod down, and I more or less joked to a few people, has anyone ever caught anything on these blooming floats? And I'm sitting here watching the other 2 rods, and all of a sudden I looked and I could hear the bait runner going on the rod, which was actually lying on the grass at the time, and the float had gone. And I struck into it. Well, I was too late really. So, but I stood there for like an hour holding it, and you put it down for 5 minutes, and sod's law. But we've also tried, as you might have seen earlier, Lee's been busy for us. We were trying the method ball, alarm, what they call it. We tried that, and spodding over the top of it, and the carp were coming up and taking the pellet. So we tried that method, and yep, that didn't go off today. And yeah, just that £90 carp, which looks like it might have saved the day. So I'm well happy. Yeah, for my biggest Siamese, I thought there's always something's going to upstage you. I just seen on Facebook somebody oversized got 158. So yeah, someone's always going to steal your thunder, aren't they? So, but you know what, I take that. I wanted a big Siamese, so £90 is a good fish. So, and we're getting little bobs, little beeps still. So yeah, so that's it. So yesterday was the Amazon red tail, and today the Siamese carp. It has been hard, or I'm making it hard, 1 or 2, but actually the guys have both worked hard. Dale yesterday, and definitely and Lee today. So that they are here to help you, so anything they could have done, so it's not as if you're fishing and not doing it right, they're here helping, as probably anyone who's been to Gillhams knows. So 1 more day tomorrow, and still a bit of time tonight, so let's see how it goes. Let's keep out the sun as well, blimey. Hello, that's our 3 days at Gillham's done, so it's the first, or the second part of our holiday done, because we started off in Kuala Lumpur. Actually, a few people I've spoke to, I said before, they're very interested in coming to Thailand and the places we've been and that. As I said before, surprised how many people have been, but a couple of the people have asked, well, where else have you been, couples and that? We are today in Ornang. I mentioned it before on a previous video. Ornang is only about 25 minutes drive from Gillham's, and they will drop you here or down at the airport if you're moving on. Actually, this is my view. We're right on the beach, so we've got one of these villas, and I will just gently pan around. So there you go, we are right our villa here. This is the Golden Beach Resort. I'll come back to my ugly mug, sorry about that. So yeah, 3 days at Gillham's. Free fish. I had so one fish a day. The Asian red tail the first day, the £90 carp the second day, and the very nice looking tiger shovel nose on the last day. So yeah, okay, I mean that tiger shovel, it cracked the guys are really interested in that. I mean they've seen all the big fish, so yeah, something different and as pretty as that. They was all over that. I thought it was, and from the pictures, a great fish. Could have had more, again as I said before, and could have had less. It's the way fishing is. A couple of people turned up on day ticket. If you come on a day, you start an hour later than us. And the guy actually, we shared a taxi ride home with this gentleman as well. If you ever see this, good on you, mate. A very happy Yorkshireman who turned up on just a day ticket, and he went round the corner for me. And cut along short, big bit of a lunch and meat on his guide was Graham and a £450 Arapaima. So yeah, fair play. And then I think he had a £100 carp as well. So we had a good joke on the way, you know. As we got in the taxi, I said to him, I ain't got to listen to this all the way down here, have I? You know, it's only a bit of fun, but you know, well pleased for him. So yeah, there's only one thing. I mean, you've got to be there. You've got to be there to do it. So if you're in the water, you've got a chance. So yeah, that's the way. Get to Gillham's. It's all lovely as ever. There's a new spa and that there now. We're always friendly. The guys help you. Great stuff. So yeah. So now we move on. After we have 4 days break in Ornang, like I said, we are here. We're going to move on to see Mike at EFT, and we'll see how we get on there. So yeah, enjoying the holiday. Brilliant. Got a bit of sunburn, just had a nice massage for about £8 and all that. Pleasant. That's what you do. It's what you do when you're on holiday. Nice one, guys. I'll see you at EFT. Let's see if we can get something else there. Well done. Good work. Big red tail. Well, we are at a very warm EFT, and it's our first afternoon. We wasn't again paid to fish today, but we have paid up and we're going to fish this afternoon, and already I've landed an Amazon red tail of about £45. So yeah, a good start. We've had also got four rods behind me. There you go, 4 rods. I've had 2 runs on the method lamp. The first one, the bait runner, so it's on a float, the bait runner flew off, nothing. And just about 5 minutes ago, shot off exactly the same, hooked into the fish this time, probably had it on about 30 seconds or so, and boom, hook looked okay. So yeah, so I got this afternoon, then 3 more days. So yeah, let's see what we get. EFT, Exotic Fishing Thailand, and we are staying on Mike's new bungalows, which are across the lake. Might get a chance to catch up with Mike later in the video, like we did last time, and see what else he's planning and what's going on the site. So yeah, great stuff. Let's get a big Arapaima. Good morning, it's the morning of our second day and it's probably about 10:30. So far I had my rods out early. I think I was the first one to cast at 8 o'clock, and after about a quarter of an hour I had an Amazon red tail. It was probably about 35 pound, give or take, so I'll put the picture on. So yeah, that was a good start. That was on the chicken. And I have just had a gourami on the alarm ball out from the middle. A big ball, and it gets attacked by the smaller fish as well. So it's probably nibbling at it, and it was just beep 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 taking it, and I thought all my mix had gone because the line wouldn't tighten up. So it was a bit of a cheating. So I thought, I'll bring it in and put some more mix on, more method on, and as I started to bring it in, it was on. So yeah, okay, not as I expected, but great. Yeah, not a nice little spiky old thing. So yeah, you got the picture. Yeah, lovely warm morning. It's spectacular scene, as you can see behind me, these mountains behind. Yeah, it's lovely, and the nice new sailors Mike's built. Anyway, look at them later. So yeah, day 2, 2 fish. Again, chicken and fish bait on down towards the bay. There we go, down towards there. There's a chicken and a fish, and we've got the method on and pellet and boilie on the fourth rod. So yeah, great. So let's see what else we can get on day 2. Saw that cage.
See fish?
No, that's fine. We're two on the go.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, my assistant has got a nice carp in the net.
Oh, okay. All right, good stuff.
Instead of it being a big one, Mum, we had to have swapped. A bit on that braid.
You okay if I talk over your video? Do video?
Absolutely fine.
All right. Well, it's a scorcher here today. The guy from Thailand. We've got Ian hooked up. Our farmer just came up to say hello. You got another fish in the net as well. Carp in the net. Carp in the net.
Double run.
Double run. Okay. First fish today, or?
No.
No, you had more. Okay.
We've had a red tail and we've had a gourami.
Okay.
And they're going well. Alright, let's see another.
As soon as I said that, he turned his head.
Yeah, no, come in. Don't shake that up. Yeah.
He's trying to make you nervous, but
Yeah.
doesn't like that net.
Yeah, you saw that cage. Okay.
Alrighty, okay. The net.
Nice work, guys.
Big
Nice
splash, big finish.
Oh, good morning. It's day 2 of our adventure here at EFT, and it's first thing. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, and boy, is it warm today! Crumbs. Even thank goodness we got the lovely salads which Mike's made, which is, there we go. The sun is in mine at the moment, but lucky enough, as the day moves along, it disappears. So yeah, we're up and early. I think we might be the first ones out. My man Lex got my first rod out already. and we could be the first people on the lake to cast out. So brilliant. There's arapaimas already showing in the bay, which there was all day yesterday, so ideal. Yeah, great. So it's going to be a real hot day. 7 fish yesterday, red tails, arapaimas, gourami, albino, paco we caught. So that was, 7 fish in a day is great. So we do well to beat that today. So brilliant. I say, the weather has taken a mighty turn for the better. When we first arrived, I first started our trip, as we might have seen, in Kuala Lumpur. As we got out the airport, it was absolutely hammering it down, and I thought, God, it could be a bit wet, but it brightened up even there to allow us to, see the sights in Kuala Lumpur. And it was a bit, the first day, even at Gillhams, it was a bit murky, but now it's mid-December or early December, and the weather's great, so yeah, ideal. So yeah, I think when we turned up at Kuala Lumpur, it was wet, but it certainly isn't today, and I hear the snow in the UK, so I ain't feeling sorry for myself. Let's see what we get today, guys. Cheers. Day 2, and no fishing too. I had a run about 10 minutes ago. Fish was on for about 5-6 minutes, and cut a long story short, get on with it. The hook pulled, so it doesn't get any easier, that one, so never mind. You lose one, you get one. I'll just show you a few of the bits and pieces I bring when I come. You don't have to bring anything, but we have a look at my little tackle box I bring. Got plenty of PVA bags, used quite a lot of them at Gillhams. They did sell them at Gillhams as well, but also my tackle box here, baiting needles, a couple of longer ones, stringer needles and drills, PVA tape, more PVA tape, some scissors, more braid scissors, unhooking gouges. We have some braid for tying hook links. That was because I knew I was doing the small fish here. So also selection of hooks I bring, and there's some fluorocarbon for tying the rigs that are going to be suspended on the float. So yeah, just a few bits and pieces I did bring some boilies. I brought some dip as well, but obviously you can't bring the kitchen sink when you're coming. But yeah, that's just, they all fit into that little box. That's ideal. Just if the guides are not about, you might be able to just get yourself fishing once you've got the hang of it. So yeah, anyway, there we go. Day 2, no fish yet, lost one, so never mind. The guides seem to think it was an arapaima. I'm not sure. It was on the pellet. I actually, for the first time, I made a PVA bag up and cast it out with the 3 pellets because they supply here, and I dipped it actually just to lengthen the life of the pellet. I dipped it on this red salmon and krill, filled up my PVA bag with some of it as well, and with the crushed boilies, and that went off. But I didn't see what it was, but they seem to be suggesting that's what it was. So you don't win them all. That was some action. Jump. Luôn nhau anh Hả? Hả? Luôn nhau. You know you're there, don't it? Come. Mày đu không mày làm ngủ đi. Ngủ rồi tao ngủ. Lần trước nào dốc luôn á. Cho đi con này ngủ á. Get in. It's midday on our last day, and we have sat here for a couple of hours with no fish, and then all of a sudden my left hand rod took off. Like my guide had just nipped round the corner, so that was no problem. So that one took off, and after about 5 minutes he wasn't back, and I noticed it was an arapaima. So I blew the whistle, and the guys building the lodge who are just round the corner, guys, well, they came round. So I was playing the arapaima, and we brought in the middle rod on the lam, which just happened to have a carp on it. So we had that going on, which I think it's a Hooven's carp, but we're guaranteed there was a little bit of discussion about what it was. It looked like a Hooven's to me. So that one was on the go, played by the guy. And as the arapaima ran across my last rod, I thought it had gathered the line, because that went off as well. And so I said to my camera crew, I said, pick that up, because I think it's gone through it. And I said, just let the bail arm off, and not the bait runner, leave it on and let it take line. So cut long short, after a little while I noticed that fish was, or that run, it was going to the middle of the lake, and the arapaima had passed it. So there was another fish on that one. So by the time we actually realised it actually hadn't got tangled, we tried to bring in that rod, but by then the fish had gone, so we lost that one. So we got the Hoovens, and I confirmed with Mike when looking at the pictures, but the arapaima came in, it was 190 pounds. So yeah, after sitting there for like maybe 2.5 hours, there was actually, you know, three takes in a matter of about 5 minutes. So all action. Yeah, really good fun that was. So at least we got the arapaima in, we got the Hoovens in safe, and they all went back safe. So no harm done, and we're still fishing. Whoa! Chucked it. He chucked it. Right up. He chucked.
Turn around, look at what you see. In her face, the mirror of your dream. Make believe I'm everywhere, hidden in the light. Written on the pages is the answer to a never-ending story. Reach the stars, fly a fantasy, dream a dream, and what you see will